Talk to me about this, man. There's money to be made in these private contracts, man. What's going on?
Yeah, LA Millionaires paying $2,000 an hour for private firefighters. I don't know where they find this cheap labor at.
Damn.
Um, yeah, I, I don't know how you can justify only charging $2,000 an hour, especially during time of a crisis. You gotta think. Of course, they got to furnish at least two trucks, six guys. Um, just think about the foam. So the foam that you use on these fires,
That shit is expensive. Yeah.
it runs about $500 a pail.
Yeah.
The pail is
Fuck.
5 gallons. If a truck holds 1,000 gallons of water, you're going to need 30 gallons of foam. So you're looking at what, 3 grand just in foam. And that's, if you're flowing two lines, two hand lines, at the same
Yeah.
time, that's 5 minutes of water. So yeah, I don't know where they come up with this cheap number of $2,000 an
Yeah.
hour, but
By
more
the
power
way,
to them, man.
if anybody wondering why I'm co-signing, because I've been to fire school, so I can co-sign this shit with him. But anyways, so let me ask you a question, Cuddy. How much would you be charging?
What's that?
How much would you charge? Because he's a millionaire, as we talk about. Motherfucker saying
Um,
money ain't no number.
nah, man. If you're running a business, you know, you're probably paying these guys like $75 an hour a piece. At least, and well,
Yeah.
they're probably making $75 an hour at least. So then the
Okay.
company would have to charge $150 an hour. You multiply that by six, you're looking at nine, 900, and you got to furnish equipment, and yeah, you're
And
talking about
truck.
a yeah, and water. We're
Yep.
talking about a place that has no water.
So you
And
busting that in, and where are they going to get it?
yeah,
Because they got to stay on site, right? So they got two big ass trucks, and dude said his phone is ringing off the hook. He got all these guys, um, that's ringing his line or whatever, saying we'll do whatever it takes. You got to think about it. There's no insurance out there, right?
yeah, I
For
don't
the most
know.
part. So, well, maybe for the 1%, the top tier probably has some type of.
Yeah,
I'm assuming because they could pay those premiums, but you know,
yeah.
um, yeah. But for the average Joe, I guess, well, you could do it either way. You probably pay your premium and pay for that second tier to protect your property.
Yeah,
So
that's insane.
I saw that and was like, I got to talk to my guys about this one. This one is shit. That's a lot of fucking money just to be on standby.
Yeah,
To do preventive, maintenance on the crib or whatever. God dang. So what would they do? They just spray around the house or what? How do they? Because
it all depends. If it's it all depends on a lot of things. So if there's just a lot of wooded areas or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
they're chopping down trees and cutting fire lines and stuff like that. I mean that's just labor intensive. But if they're actually wetting down structures,
So
you're talking about wasting a lot of water.
my next comment is they pay for it, but not their two neighbors. If they're in the middle of two houses, how does that fucking work?
The other houses burn. You saw that with I think Scottsdale, Arizona was like one of the first cities in the country to go private. They went with a private corporation by the name of Rural Metro back in the 90s.
Okay.
They outbid a local fire department for fire services, and they would send people a monthly subscription. So if you didn't pay your bill and your house caught on fire, they'd watch it burn.
And that was the contract. They got the contract for the city.
Yeah, they got the entire contract for the city.
So they
Um,
can pick and
but
choose on what they respond to and what they don't. They got the
mhm,
right to be like, oh, they didn't pay,
yeah,
let it go. Okay,
that type
damn.
of thing happened years before that too. I mean, like if you ever wonder why FDNY is not called um, NYFD, is because NYFD was actually an insurance company that ran a fire department that did the same thing. Hire for services.
Ouch. Okay, see, you come in, you learn something new every fucking day, even during a fucking tragedy. That shit is fucking crazy. Yeah, man. They say I think one celebrity, what's her name, Jennifer Aniston. She had her house like prepped. She had pumps and all that shit installed.
Mhm.
All the stuff that you're supposed to do if you got crazy money, you want to protect your property. Uh, fireproof the walls because she has a older house or whatever. But she put just as much money she spent on the house. She reinforced it. Fireproofed it, considering she lived in that area. And yeah, they said her crib was on in a high elevated situation, and she yeah did all the proper steps, and her crib is fine as of now.
Yeah, the crazy thing is like it only costs maybe $10-15 more per square foot to actually have a sprinkled home, to have a water suppression system built in your home. But
This is
a
going to
lot
be
of
the new
people,
norm. They're going to have to if who can afford to rebuild. I think this is going to be the standard. Like you're going to have to because it's not going to get it's not like there's not going to be any more fires. So I think this might be the new code.
it
We'll
should
see.
be.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man. I I think that the crazy shit is the motherfuckers just like, oh, oh yeah, you get your own private firefighters. Oh, it must be nice. I mean, I wish I could pay 2,000. Like, fuck you. If I can afford to have somebody come save my shit and not let it
You
burn up so I
goddamn
can
right.
start all over again, yeah,
Yep,
I'm gonna do that. Fuck you. I feel for them people. I feel for them. But expecting somebody to let their shit burn because you don't have the same resources is beyond ridiculous,
that
man.
part.
It's beyond
That's why I
ridiculous.
asked about if your house in the middle and your neighbors on
Yeah.
either side or whatever, they should catch fire. How does that work? He broke it down for me and said, yeah, they fucked. Yeah, you pay for your house. Fuck them. Our job is to protect your shit and keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's crazy work, man.
Yeah,
Crazy work.
literally crazy work, man. Shout out to those folks, man. Hopefully they'll be able to recover and try to find some sense of new normal or whatever. But yeah, man, it's a fucked up situation. 2,000 an hour. Hey,
I wonder
you
if that's
got
per guy or per incident. It
I
would
don't
make
know.
more sense if it was per guy.
Mhm.
But
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
Yeah,
yeah, if it's per guy, then that makes
that
more
makes
sense.
more
But
sense. Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
All right.
but if it's
Hey, well,
per
man.
incident, that doesn't that the math ain't mathing.
Gotcha.
Shout out to the
You was,
people with the resources, man.
yeah, with the bread. Yeah.
Nah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. That's a tragic thing down there, man. For all your shit to burn up and have to start from the beginning, man. People that lost, important paperwork they can never get back, and
Yeah.
just think about all that. Think about everything that's in your house and the years that it took to put all that shit in there and
And the
papers
only
you
thing you could take is pretty much what fits in your vehicle.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
and it- they doing these people. I don't. They're doing what they can. These insurance companies ain't gonna come through like
Ooh,
motherfuckers is thinking they can. Be your own insurance if you got that, man. So
That's what we talked about that when you was off for a second, saying that only the people that's going to have insurance is the people who could pay 2,000 a man
there you
to
go.
protect their shit. They the only ones that could afford the fucking premium.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, shit, we ain't got nothing. We got to figure something out.
And here's the other thing. Think about this shit. Those who can save their homes, like Jennifer Aniston, when they do start rebuilding, they property value is gonna fucking skyrocket, man.
oh
Of
yeah,
course, of course,
yeah,
Yep.
of course.
yeah. Because it's going to be years before you cut through all the red tape just to put up a
Yeah,
house in California.
yeah,
Yep.
and yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
All that stuff was grandfathered in. Like I said, Jennifer house was an older house, and she had to have it pretty much gutted and redone or whatever. From the what's it called? The studs shit.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like you said, that red tape, and we'll see, man, how this
Yeah,
shit play out, man. It's gonna be something.
get companies like BlackRock and
Oh,
what's the other one? Bidding on all the empty lots and just sitting on them shits until the red tape's through.
mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be Cali's fucked up.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, and yep.